Hello and welcome to The One Show with Matt Baker.
And Alex Jones. Now, of course, it's January, it's cold, it's grey, and you're probably already dreaming of a sun-drenched brie.
Well, let us make a recommendation. Now then, how about a week on the lovely Caribbean island of San Marino? Plenty of sandy beaches.
Unbelievable wildlife.
Oh, and great places to relax with a drink. Perfect.
Yeah, just one thing, though. You might want to make sure that your travel insurance covers strangling, shooting, drowning, burning, bludgeoning and poisoning.
Thankfully, though, after that dampener, they also have a very efficient police force. From Death in Paradise, it's Kris Marshall and Sara Martin.
Welcome to you both.
Thank you. Lovely to have you with us. Yeah.
Hope you like our little bit of paradise that we've set up just behind us. There.
Obviously, exactly like the island you spend 6 months of the year on. But what is your idea of paradise, then, your personal idea? Go on, Kris.
Pint of Guinness for me, really.
Oh, really? In what setting?
Well, I just miss it. I just miss it in a pub in London, really. I just miss it when I'm away, you know. I miss sitting by a fire in a cold pub and supping on a pint of Guinness. That's paradise for me.
Go on, Sara. How about you?
Well, I've been in such a great place, but with the wrong people, so I'd say paradise is where my beloved ones are. Like, you know, Sartre used to say, hell is the other, sorry. But I would say, yeah, it's shallow, but I would say that paradise is the others.
I agree.
Are the others.
That's a perfect.
Well, for Mike Dilger, paradise is watching these spectacular humpback whales, which we're going to be seeing more of later. Yeah, Mike's rubbing his hands together. We saw last night, loved last night.
Oh, we did.
Part two tonight.
Here we go. But what about you at home? Where's your personal paradise? Now, were you looking for something a bit more original than a beach? Matt offered shed earlier, which is good.
Works for me.
Field.
Yeah.
That would work for you too. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is, send them in to the usual address or via our Facebook page.
Yes. Now, last year on The One Show, businessman and former dragon Theo Paphitis met several British firms as they struggled to make a profit in difficult times.
Now, tonight, he's revisiting the couple who sold their house and ploughed their life savings into buying a cafe. 6 months on, have they found the recipe for success? Good for them.
Yeah, good for them and good luck to them with everything that they go on to do. Now, Sara, on the subject of business, we'll talk about the industry that you are in. Obviously, as a French actor, you've worked a lot with French crews, but we understand that you have a bit of a gripe with British crews. Now, be careful what you say here, because there's lots of people with cameras and headphones here.
Yeah, and they're very sensitive, our crew.
It's not a gripe, it's just I've been told that, yeah, you're going to work 11 hours a day, most of the time 6 days a week, when, I don't know, in France we're working 8 hours a day. Yes, because we have a plain hour lunchtime with wine on the table. It's
with
actually
wine on the table?
It's actually on the contract of the Sparks, yes. So,
wow,
but
don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, the job is done. It's just that we really like to really enjoy our time. We're making such a great job.
Do they have a One Show in France?
That's what I was thinking, in Paris, maybe. Well, it's the time of year when technology gurus go all Mystic Meg on us to predict the gadgets we should all be getting over the next 12 months.
But Angelica wonders if they are the inventions that we really want.
What they did get right, though, was the use of video calls. But alas, the trend that's made the biggest impact of 2015 so far is the selfie stick. Yes, it seems we just can't get enough of taking photos of ourselves. But luckily, they aren't the only trend that will be hitting the UK in 2015. Tom Wiggins, deputy editor of Stuff magazine, knows about the gadgets and gizmos we can expect to see over the next 12 months.
I think one that's potentially very exciting, there's a robot coming out towards the end of the year that will help me make video calls. It can recognise faces and it will say, hey, Angelica, it's time to put the dinner on.
My husband will love that. So what else is coming out this year?
I think the one I'm most excited about this year is virtual reality.
Yeah.
You just slot the phone into the headset here and then there'll be an app that you download so you can watch video through here. Why don't you have a go?
Oh, I'd love to. This week, the 2015 International Consumer Electronics Show is taking place in Las Vegas. Rory Keflin-Jones is going to tell me what we can expect to see this year. Hi, Rory. So what's been happening?
Well, I would sum up this year at the Consumer Electronics Show as about drones, homes and automobiles. Drones, those little unmanned aerial vehicles that are becoming consumer devices, really. You can get them quite cheaply now. Homes, well, lots of devices to wire up your home, connect it to the internet, all sorts of smart fridges, devices to control your heating from afar. And then automobiles, we've not quite got the driverless car yet, but I've been in a car which parked itself in a multi-storey car park, which I found quite exciting.
So, there are loads of trends and technologies being planned by industry, but what do the people of the UK actually want to see being invented in 2015?
I'd like a robot butler.
Why?
Because then I won't really have to do any chores.
A chip that I can put in him so I know where he is.
If you could think of anything that could be invented, what would you invent?
Well, I won't be telling you that I invented to make a lot of money with it.
So I thought people, you know, offering their ideas.
Yeah.
Angela could be writing it down. Got to be careful.
You can get one of them hoverboards. You might come into work on time.
I quite like the idea of... Oh, cheeky. We know that 2015, though, is bringing a brand new series of Death in Paradise, which is brilliant news. It starts on Thursday. The premise is there's this bumbling British detective, and he goes out to help a local police force, doesn't he, on a Caribbean island. And you've described it. That's you, Chris. You've described it, though, as a sort of a cross between Columbo and Scooby-Doo. So what's similar? Because that's a heck of a statement.
It's catchy, isn't it? Sorry, what was the question? I completely missed the question.
So you say Columbo.
Sure, analogy.
How good a detective I am.
That's your analogy. Columbo and a bit of Scooby-Doo thrown
Yeah.
in. So what do you mean, then? Go on, for people who haven't seen the last three
Right,
series.
well, I think it's quite Columbo because he leads people into a bit of a dark alley. He plays a bit of a fool. I mean, he is a little bit of a fool as well, but he plays a little bit of a fool. He's also very brilliant, and he turns on a sixpence when he finds out, when he solves the crime, he turns on a sixpence. And these people expect him to be stupid and take ages over this, solving this crime, and then he spins and turns on them in a sixpence, and I really like that about him.
And he's Scooby-Doo because?
And Scooby-Doo because at the end they all come along like this.
But it has this remarkable relaxing quality about it when you watch. I mean, I am a big fan, but I read somewhere that you said you don't have to engage your cerebellum to actually enjoy it, and I think that's true.
I think it makes murder enjoyable, if that's possible.
But there's so many of these, you know, full-on detective series out there, and this is actually just a gentle approach.
No, but I think the conundrum are always quite, you know, tricky enough to really be into the oh my God, who's done it, how, why?
Yeah.
So otherwise, you wouldn't really follow it if you wouldn't be...
Yeah, and Sarah, Chris took over from Ben Miller in Series 3, didn't you? So what's the difference, then, in working with Ben and Chris?
Well, it's like asking a child...
Steady now.
Which difference in your mother and your father?
What?
Which one's which?
No, I mean, it's
But not who's better,
enjoyable.
but how are they different as actors? How do they work differently?
Wow.
What is lovely is that when you've been talking in French,
Yes.
Sara, so, you know, while we've been sat here through these films, so obviously you must get on quite well in that way.
We do.
We do, yeah. We speak a bit of French together.
Yeah.
And stuff, yeah. And Sarah's my teacher, and we get on. We get on pretty well.
Is my English dictionary. No, the thing is, you know, when Chris arrived, he was just such a fresh new blood. You know, you're doing a series for a couple of times, and okay, that's a murder, you stab him. So you really need someone new to bring. To make you become new, also find a new way of being that character.
It felt like that from a viewer's perspective, actually. But we're just about to see a little moment from an up-and-coming episode, and you look very similar in the positions if you just swap over. But anyway, let's have a look at this. Here we are, just enjoying some time off police work.